I have decided to add a web service to my architecture. And I thought a good one for this application would be to add the weather. I've seen some free web services that give you the weather at different locations. And I thought my desktop app, someone could have a laptop computer and be out in the field entering specimen data or something. And they might want to know what the weather is. So on my desktop app screen, I put a label called Get Weather and a button Weather and a field. I could have easily done this on the web app. I could have done that and maybe the button went to a servlet and the servlet called the web service and then returned the information, maybe in a pop-up or something like that. So regardless of where you put it, you can go out and call a web service. Now the web service I found I'm going to use is called 7timer.info. And I found this page and it kind of shows you the different parameter options. It basically uses latitude and longitude. And I thought that's cool because I believe that in my application for each location, like Deep Creek Lake, two of the fields are latitude and longitude. So eventually I could build the app where it knew where I was and then went to the database and got latitude, longitude, and then sent it to the web service to get the weather. So I read down through this, and you can basically call a URL, and I decided to use XML, and it will get the weather for that location. So that's this latitude and longitude. And if you bring it up in a browser, oh wait, no wait, that's not the one I was going to use. I was going to use this one. There's different parameters you can put in. So this is the one I was going to use. And all I would do is get latitude and longitude here and plug them in. So it looks like this, but if you go and you do view source, this is what actually gets returned. And there are commands in Java to call a web service like this, and then there's other commands to loop through data and pull out pieces of data from the XML. Now, I've decided to make my life a little easier, and I'm going to use a package, and the package is called JSOUP. So the first thing I'm going to do on this is I'm going to go to jsoup.org and download. The only thing you have to do is download the most recent jar. And I would recommend copying that jar to someplace right here. Someplace inside the application folder. So my application folder is in Documents, NetBeans 12, Turtle Tracker, and I'm going to put it, I'll put it right here. And now before I can use anything, I need to go to the application that's going to call the web service, which would be my business layer. I don't want to embed logic in the desktop app because I want to be able to call it potentially from anywhere. And I simply right click, go to properties, go to libraries, click the little plus sign and say add jar file, and then find the jar that I just created. And oh, I guess I did put the jar over here in the desktop one. That's okay. It doesn't really matter where you put it. So, okay, at this point now inside my business Turtle Tracker business rules, I can call JSOUP.